Welcome to Direct Credit Podcast. I am your host Shivam Gupta, and this platform is dedicated to how direct credit is providing structured financial solution to the MSMEs. Today we have Mr. Rajdeep Dutta over here. Welcome, Rajdeep.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
So, Mr. Rajdeep Dutta has over 10 years of experience in the fintech sector. So, my first question is from that only. Over a decade of the experience, that what had inspired you in the intersection of finance and technology?
Okay. The intersection of technology and finance, the most exciting thing or the most inspiring thing is that the impact it can create at scale. And in fact, most often I have seen that when technology is built with intent, it can do wonders. In fact, most often it transforms people's life even without people realizing it. And if I talk about finance, in that scenario, finance is an aspect which is impacting almost every aspect of life. In fact, every dream, I can say. Okay. For example, if a shop owner is looking for expansion, if a family is looking for stability, or even an entrepreneur is looking for his or her first leap, that's how the finance is prominent. But again, what I realize is that even today, finance being such an important aspect, still the access to credit or access to finance is again cumbersome and limited. That's what I see. And if I talk about technology, then technology can reduce these frictions. It can make this process simple, and also it can give an human aspect to the finance angle.
Finance is definitely everyone needs. So I would like to know that how your interest continue to direct credit.
Okay. So with direct credit, this entire belief system becomes more valuable, given that direct credit stands in three pillars, which is technology, transparency, and trust. And what I have seen is that data and data platforms can reduce weeks into days and days into minutes and probably minutes into seconds. And that is where it is exciting that with direct credit, we are building the values in these three pillars. And that's where the scope for doing or scope for making it happen becomes multiplied. And that is the reason with direct credit, this entire belief system becomes more valuable for me.
Okay, that is very interesting. So can you tell me, as a growth manager, what exactly are you doing in direct credit?
Okay. So even before that, I like to tell you that direct credit today is not seen, or we do not see direct credit as a simple financial service platform, but we have positioned ourselves, or we want to be the enabler of dreams or enabler of ambitions. As I told you that finance is impacting every dream, and that is where we want to be one-stop solution for any financial needs for anyone, be it an MSME, be it an individual, or anyone under the sky who is looking forward for credit. That's how direct credit wants to position themselves. And then within that, as a growth manager, I am trying to understand how technology can improve the processes over here. We can improve the process plus the people's involvement in such a manner that it will ease out the problem statements, or it will address the problem statements of our customers, so that in case the customer is looking forward for a loan at this particular time.
Okay.
So within that particular time, the customer should be able to access the loan, right? Other than that, also, if in case they are struggling with multiple loan issues in the loan, then that's why they can get an answer for that. So that's how I am involved. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned that you're working on the technologies. So can you tell me that in this fast changing technological era, how direct credit is keeping up with the technology?
Okay. So today technology is something which is part and part of our life.
Okay.
Right from our waking up until we go to bed, technology is involved. Somehow we are dealing with technology, and that's where, in fact, each and every firm within the industry is adopting technology to address the problem statements which they are working on.
Okay.
And similarly, direct credit is also taking technology as an upfront tool to solve customer problems, solve problems faced by multiple MSMEs. And if I specifically talk about how or what kind of technology we are using it, then or what kind of problems we are solving, it is that we are trying to get help of technology to analyze balance sheets, to analyze ITR statements, to analyze GST statements. So in such a manner that the entire turnaround time for the customer during the loan journey becomes lower or it becomes lesser, so that access to credit becomes simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell me what are the major USPs of the direct credit that helps to reduce the turnaround time for the customers?
Okay. So to answer that, initially I'd like to tell you that how traditionally we used to do it,
Okay.
what problems we used to face, and then how right now we are approaching the problem statement.
Okay.
Okay. So earlier we used to use Excel sheets where we used to analyze a business case to measure the business operational efficiency.
Yeah, applying different financial formula
Correct.
on the traditional way using the on the Excel sheet. Yeah.
Yes.
That takes too much of that time.
Yeah. Because those rows and columns in Excel sheet is not that easy, or that's not, it does take time. But then we have, with help of technology, we are trying to reduce the processing time for the customer.
Okay.
Where if we have to analyze a business,
Okay.
it should not take weeks for us.
Okay.
If we are analyzing a bank statement, it should not take days for us.
Okay.
So here the tech is helping us to analyze these documents within hours.
Okay.
And property verification also, we are trying to close it within 24 working hours.
Okay.
ITR and GST, we are trying to close it within 2 working hours.
Okay.
That's the time frame we have reduced from weeks it is to take us.
Okay.
So to analyze the ITR analysis, we used to take 2 weeks, which is 14 days. Now that 14 days has come down to 2 working hours.
Okay.
So that's how we are using technology, and also the team who is working on it.
Okay.
So we are trying to process or set a process for them so that it becomes more of a more of a process oriented than being a mechanical process.
Okay.
So that team also feels that, okay, if I am working on a case, I should be able to close it within, let's say, 4 hours.
Okay.
For that, we should not give more than 4 or 5 hours in one particular business case to understand the business case.
Okay. So which enable us to make a faster decision and then provide the faster solution that also
Yes.
reduce the turnaround time. That's very important.
Yeah.
And I have heard about that direct credit provide the structured financial solution. Can you tell me about that?
Okay. As I told you that there's a credit assessment team, which is
Okay.
one of the USP of direct credit.
Okay.
And within that, we try to analyze the case at our end.
Okay.
So that before it goes to a lender,
Okay.
be it a bank or be it an NBFC,
Okay.
we try to understand the scenario, understand the business case, and then try to recommend them as per the business need,
Okay.
as per the requirement of that particular business owner.
Okay.
So that's how we are able to provide a structured financial solution to the customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by that you will be helped to personalize that solution according to each and every customers, and
Yes.
that would be very helpful. So
Basically, it's the customized solution we are trying to provide.
yeah, exactly. That is definitely going to help the MSMEs. And I have one more question that I have heard a news that fintech sector is going to be about 1 trillion in the economy, and by 2032, how direct credit is keeping up with that?
Okay. Right. You're correct that the numbers are quite huge in terms of how fintech is going to grow. And one of the reason is that today this entire ecosystem is driven by digital lending.
Okay.
Since digital lending is growing, that is the reason why fintech is also growing. And this is one of the major reason why it's growing. Apart from that, today digital lending, the CAGR stands at 30%.
30%.
Yeah, year on year,
Okay.
it's a 30% growth which we are able to see. And given that the entire economy is moving towards technology, tech-oriented platforms, and that is where fintechs are flourishing. And today, Indian economy is lying at a sweet spot, I would say, in terms of digital lending. Because today, if someone is in tier 2 or tier 3 cities, still they can apply for a digital loan because tech has enabled that. Applications in Android or iOS platforms, they have enabled this thing for us, right?
Okay.
Now, within that, direct credit is trying to adopt certain technologies
Okay.
which will help direct credit to scale with the help of technology.
Okay.
So, which means that since direct credit is also trying to or making an effort to expand in multiple locations, which is where we'll take help of technology.
Okay.
And that will help us to process things faster. And again, as I told you, the entire motive is to bring down the TAT for the customer. Within this process itself, with the help of technology, we are planning to expand in a massive manner. In fact, the numbers, if I talk about, the multiplier is it's quite huge.
Yeah. So as far as I can understand, that by adopting the technology direct credit is definitely going to help the MSMEs and help to grow with the economy too. So my next question is to you is that, as we know that how traditional lending system works. So if we talk about direct credit, how we are different from the traditional way?
Okay. Yeah. So first thing is, I'll agree that direct credit, as a direct credit, we are trying to go hand in hand with the Indian economy.
Okay.
In fact, to contribute maximum as we can do. Now, if I come to the differentiation between the traditional lending ecosystem as it works and how direct credit is operating. So today, as I told you, one of the USPs of ours is that credit assessment team we have, right? In-house credit assessment team. Now, the credit assessment happens with the help of technology. A robust assessment happens here.
Okay.
Which means that it's not only the loan consultations for which we are helping the MSMEs. We are also trying to see and look around what kind of other financial options or financial solutions we can provide to the customer.
Okay.
That we are providing, which is not done by traditional platforms.
Okay. The structured financial solution that you have.
That is one.
Okay.
Other than that, also we have soft CIBIL check.
Okay.
Which is where no credit inquiries are generated. Okay. Because of which it's easy for the customer or easy for the borrower to come to us. Okay. Right. And they find a edge with us for that. Again, as I was telling you that processing time becomes slower because checks becomes faster. Okay. Like those things, property verification and documentation happens within 24 hours. Okay. That is very much unique. If you look around, other platforms will take multiple days to do the property verification. Okay. But with us, it can happen within 24 hours. Okay. Again, then other than that, GST and ITR, if I talk about, as I told you, it's still traditional platforms. It takes them 12 to 13 days, but we are doing it in 2 hours, 2 working hours. Okay. Yeah. So this is definitely going to make some difference in terms of lending to the customers. And I have seen that their major problem that the MSMEs are struggling with the finances. So can you highlight some of the major problem what MSMEs are currently struggling with? Okay. Yeah. In fact, we all know that MSME is contributing around 32% to the Indian GDP. Okay. And still, if I talk about the growth, they can contribute to the Indian economy, still untapped, I'll tell you. Why? Because India is not lacking, or MSMEs are not lacking business ideas. Even MSMEs are not lacking funds. But what they are lacking is the timing of the funds. Okay. Most often, by the time the funds arrive at their bank account, by that time the business opportunity is already lost for them because it takes such a long time. Right. But if we solve for this problem, the timing of funds, and how that will happen? That will happen only with help of tech, where we can ensure that the loan processing times reduces, and from that reduced time, they can focus more into what they are good at, which is doing their business, right? But that is where for the MSMEs today, they find it difficult to apply for a loan because there is a long documentation process. It's very cumbersome. Okay. No business owner is having so much time to keep preparing for those documentations. That is what they struggle with. Other than that, they are struggling with the right loan product to approach.
Okay.
Most often, what happens is that they do not understand, or the business owners do not understand which loan product they should go for, and they end up taking high rate of interest loans or a higher tenure loans,
Okay.
which may not be suitable for them, or even if it's suitable, in that process they are paying so much from a cost point of view.
Okay.
Right, but what they need is at the right timing the funds should arrive to them.
The right funding solution at a right time. By a right company that I can say.
Correct.
At the which are expert in providing the solution.
Exactly.
So direct credit has positioned themselves in providing the structured financial solution.
Yes.
Okay. So can you tell me that when we talk about that, how direct credit is helping customer in getting this customized financial solution?
Okay. So how we are trying to, or how we are able to do that in customized financial solutions is because we are able to understand the business.
Okay.
We have a set of experts, the team of experts.
Okay.
Our team is huge. In a way, it's experts who are sitting in for each of these loan items or loan products, where we have expertise in understanding the business, even if it is a industry which is let's say a manufacturing industry, even if it is a trading industry, or if it's a manufacture service industry, still we do have those expertise to understand the business, understand the need, and then accordingly we can provide the solution to them.
Okay.
And that's where we have this edge, and that is the reason why we are able to provide the customized lending solutions.
Okay. So do you have any particular message for our SME audience?
Okay. Yeah, I do have. What I would like to tell to your audience is that direct credit has been in this space for a long time. As I told, we have our in-house credit assessment team. We have a team of experts, which means that if anyone is struggling with any financial problem, be it funding issue, or even if some loan which is running at a high ROI, so those things can be addressed.
Okay.
Those things can be addressed, or a solution could be provided, given that those problems comes to us. So I would request MSME owners to do visit direct credit through website, through phone call, or even any platform. If you can connect to us, we are there to help you with free consultation. In fact, there is no charges for consultation, and accordingly we will guide you across through how to approach, or which lender you can approach, or even in case some tweaks required in your business operations, so that the funds can be, the loan can be applied for. In that also we'll be helping you. So that is what I have a message for, and we want to help you grow, and we want the Indian economy to grow through your contribution.
Okay.
That's
so the free consultancy is definitely going to help MSMEs to grow. And thank you, Rajdeep, for your insight. And I hope that you have a very good time over to the podcast. And thank you.
Thank you, Shivam.